It's already 8:30? Oh god, I'm gonna be late. I'm late. On pants, let's go. Gonna be late, I got 2 tests today. It's not cool. Okay, backpack, books. Let's go. Wait, what am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, iPod. Where's it at? Okay, cool. Alright, let's go. It's still late though.
Hey, are you going to class? Aren't you late?
Wow, he pays more attention to that freaking iPod than he does life itself.
This is a condition that affects thousands of people every day. When people insert headphones, they tune out the outside world. This growing trend is not isolated to iPods. Long before people were listening to their favorite music on a small portable device, the world's attention span was captivated by text messaging. While texting does not require headphones like an iPod, the user can be easily distracted and unaware of his surroundings.
You know, I love the iPod, don't get me wrong. To be able to create your own music mix, to have the power to carry that around with you, to get into your music mix anytime you want, it's a wonderful thing. But, okay, I personally have a problem with too many people using the personalized media devices in inappropriate locations, whether it's at the dinner table, whether it's in a social setting, in a classroom occasionally, or even walking across the campus. So there are some safety issues, especially distraction. There was a horrible train crash earlier this semester out in California, and they found that the engineer was busy texting, sending text messages instead of paying attention to the safety of his passengers.
The question now is why the Metrolink train's engineer, seen in this blurry video and killed in the crash, seems to have ignored a red signal on the track. He may have been distracted by text messages he was apparently exchanging with teenage train enthusiasts just before the crash.
We must acknowledge that it was a Metrolink engineer that made the error that caused yesterday's accident.
The term iPod Oblivion, I believe, originated with a New York lawmaker who was concerned about people crossing the roads, wearing their earbuds, and then being prone to getting into pedestrian auto accidents. Again, a safety sort of concern. I don't think that legislation ever went anywhere, okay? But it did draw some attention to, you know, you ought to pay close and careful attention while you're crossing the street. This is what we learned as children. Look both ways, okay? Make sure there's no automobiles coming. I guess the iPods, for some people, would add a level of distraction there. I think most people have common sense when it comes to crossing the street. I'm much more concerned about more of these sociological and interpersonal implications, about people just privatizing into their own little world, and what's left for communicating with other people face to face and learning the skills that you need to be able to communicate, the verbal, the nonverbal kinds of skills. I'm not sure you get a wonderful opportunity to learn those social skills if you're totally immersed in your own little personalized media world.
It seems we've all got one, Jim. MP3 player, cell phone, BlackBerry, taking more and more of our time. But can they make us too distracted to walk safely? Some people think so. Take a look. If you use them in the crosswalk, your favorite electronic devices could be in the crosshairs. Legislation will be introduced in Albany tomorrow to lay a $100 fine on pedestrians succumbing to what State Senator Carl Kruger calls iPod Oblivion.
We're talking about people walking sort of tuned in, and in the process of being tuned in, tuned out to the world around them. So they're walking into speeding cars, they're walking into buses, they're walking into one another, and it's creating, a number of fatalities that have been documented right here in the city.
Pedestrians have been hurt and killed in the manner he describes. Not surprisingly, iPod users are less than thrilled.
Well, that's not a distraction. You having your iPod in your ears and you crossing the street, you're looking with your eyes. You don't have to hear anything, really. I guess.
That's a terrible idea.
Why?
It makes no sense.
Well, they say they're doing it for your safety. They're doing it to avoid iPod Oblivion.
Really?
Yeah, it's right here on my BlackBerry.
I'm gonna pass on that. But
So if we did this, if we crossed the street with a BlackBerry and an iPod like this, we'd each get a ticket.
really?
Yeah. Bad idea? Good idea?
Outrageous.
If you want to listen to your iPod, sit down and listen to it. You want to walk in the park, enjoy it. You want to jog around a jogging path, all the more power to you. But you shouldn't be crossing streets and endangering yourself and the lives of others.
Senator Kruger's bill would apply only to big cities across New York State. We don't know what in Albany, but he hopes that the New York City Council, which has already banned indoor smoking and trans fats in restaurants, will pick up the cue. We're live tonight.
I'm not sure I can legally, if you're walking on a public street, ban you from having earplugs in and listening to music. That seems to be stretching the law just a bit. I do think the whole area of multitasking while you're driving a car is going to get to be a bigger issue once we start seeing if in fact more and more accidents are being caused with people while they're listening to that. But at some point in time, you're just going to plug it into your dashboard and it's going to come out through your speaker system, and then I think we're done with that issue completely. So I think probably that's not an issue we're going to have to deal with much longer once we get all this conversion of dashboards done for people to just listen through their car speakers.